Hi folks, this is Longshot 1982 with another review. I usually like to start off my reviews by putting the original comic book appearance of a character before I actually review the statue. But in this case, I do not own X-Men #1, where the first appearance of Magneto comes in. So I'm going to start off my review by reviewing the Magneto Legendary Scale Bust. Now, I'm going to start doing a few reviews with these busts because I believe a lot of people, there's not a lot of reviews on the bust as much as there is the statues, and I understand why people like the statues sometimes better than the busts. But for me, in particular, the busts show a lot more of the expression of a character directly in the face. And to me, it's very important to also show the emotion, or in his case, the lack of emotion, in the in the details in the face, because a lot of times the statues, you don't have the they take a lot of detail with the body, so they don't always put the detail. The detail is in the face, but because the scale busts are a lot bigger, you could see a little bit more detail in them. If I got up really close, his lips, you can see the texture on his lips. The actual, the muscles in the lips are defined. You could see the creases in the guy's neck, the pulsating carotid artery, the eyes, the crow's feet, the eyebrows. There's a lot more detail in the bust because, it's only his head. But that's not what I'm going to be reviewing today. What I want to review today is, I believe, one of Sideshow's first comiquettes. It's the Magneto Comiquette. Ta-da! Here you go, folks. Here is the Magneto Comiquette. Now, Sideshow doesn't do this anymore, but in the base of the Magneto actually has his name tag, which I think is a little redundant. Anybody who's going to purchase this item and pay the amount of money that it costs is going to know full well what the hell the character is that they just purchased. So putting the name tag on there, yeah, it's just a little repetitive. Let me get to what I don't like about this statue. Most statues, say the Baroness right next to him, they have the peg in the base. The hole is in the base, and then the peg is in the statue itself. And then anybody that has a Sideshow piece knows that most of the time the peg goes right in, and it's a lot more secure, so it doesn't really move. In the case of the Magneto Comiquette, the peg is actually in the base, and then you put the whole statue on top of that. Now what that does is that it doesn't give it its rigid, its rigidity, if that's even a freaking word. You can see he easily moves back and forth because the hole is actually in the base of the cape right here. And I'm not going to lift it up. Well, actually, maybe can I? No, I'm not going to take a chance. I don't want to ruin it. But I just picked up this piece not too long ago. I did like it because I am a huge Magneto fan. He's a symbol of overcoming great challenges, in the sense that he's a Holocaust survivor. I like that about him because it's what molded his character into the basically humanity's worst enemy. That's why I keep them together, her and him, because they're both products of their environment. So I thought it was appropriate to keep them. I think it's very beautiful how they use the cape to give the impression of levitation, that he's actually hovering in the air as he's using his ability. Thanks, Victor, for the idea for the for the shelving, by the way. As you can see, his leg is, it shows that it's levitating. And the cape work on this is absolutely fantastic. I have not seen a cape with this much detail in it. I mean, literally all of the material is flowing nicely. You could tell like it's levitating, you know what I mean? Like he's moving it, like he twisted it almost himself. Let's get a close-up of the face. Now, I showed you the legendary scale bust first, because if you notice on the comiquette, the detail in the face even though it is good, it's not as pronounced as it is on the legendary scale bust. That's why I'm happy to have both. But, you know, it's all a matter of preference. So if you like the busts, then you get the busts. If you like the statues, you just get the statues. If you like me, you like a mix of both, you figure it out and mix and match it yourself. This is a beautiful piece. I do believe it's an underestimated piece. Not too many people have this piece. I haven't seen that many people with this piece in their collection. Is it my favorite portrayal of Magneto? No. It's one of them. My favorite one is the one by Kota Wukiya, if I'm going to be bluntly honest, which I'll have a review later. But I don't see too many of these around, so when I was able to pick it up, someone who I knew who had one who didn't want it anymore. They actually didn't want it because they were annoyed by this base right here. My friend's very meticulous. So you can see, just back and forth. But, you know, if you leave it alone, it's good. So I'm just going to stop touching it now. But, like I said, it's, if I'm not mistaken, it's one of Sideshow's first Comiquettes. Comment if I'm wrong. You know, I like being corrected if I'm saying something that is wrong. But it is beautiful. It really shows the expression. It does show Magneto's abilities. I'm actually going to look for something to hang from up here, so it looks like with his hand right here, so it looks like, you know, like a part of an airplane or something, so he looks like he's using his power, because I will keep him displayed here. Thank you for listening very much, folks. Please sub me and comment. But this is the review of the Sideshow Magneto Comiquette. Thank you.